Hey, Coach Wheeler here, and today I want to bring you a great quote by the Stoics. And it says basically, you have to sacrifice for what you want, otherwise, what you want becomes the sacrifice. And that's applicable in many things in life. I was talking to another life coach the other day, and I was also talking to a couple of clients. And sometimes we talk about the subject they're talking about, and also about how you look at what you sacrifice and what you don't, what you want from life and what you don't. And a simple question came up, and it led to the way that I life coach people. We all have our different styles, different psychologies, different things that we do. And this question came up, say, well, if you're not willing to sacrifice this, then, our relationship's done, And then people are like, well, why do I have to sacrifice anything? I want to be able to have my cake and eat it too. That's what seemed to be the narrative of this conversation that we were discussing. So, and then a hypothetical question came up, and it came up about pornography of all things. And I think what it was, a husband and wife or a couple that are together. The husband's obviously watching porn, and his excuse is, I need variety. Our relationships become a bit bored, and instead of me cheating on you, I'm just watching a bit of porn. It's harmless. And, we kind of got into all the ideas about how it's harmful, how the wife felt about it or the partner felt about it. There was a chat group, and lots of people had mentioned comments in the chat group. And someone asked me what I would do and said, what would you do in that situation? And I said, well, at the end of the day, it's what you're willing to sacrifice, what your priorities are and what you choose as your value system. So I have a value system. Not me, myself. I use the value system, our human needs, and I look at what people really want. And when my clients come to me and I say, what is it that you really want? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to get from your time working with me? Where do you want to go? I've got a new client with dealing with anger management, deal with people with relationship issues, all kinds of things. And the quote at the beginning saying, my quote at the beginning saying, you have to sacrifice to get what you want. Otherwise, what you want becomes the sacrifice. And you could use that in the analogy, as an analogy for those comments about pornography. This guy is sacrificing his relationship to get what he wants. Now, if you're happy to sacrifice your relationship, then that's a big sacrifice just to watch porno, to get a bit of variety. It's like, can't you get that variety with your wife? Can't you put that spice back into your relationship? The person that you're with, that you were attracted to, that you had children with, that you built a life with, why has that gone stale? What has dropped off? Is there something the wife is not doing? So it could be a two-way thing. Let's not just always blame the men. It's always the man's fault, men are this, it can't just be that way. It takes two to tango, as they say. So I sort of said to it that way, and I said, unless you're willing to sacrifice things for your relationship and put that first, then you shouldn't be in a relationship. If you want to be able to go and do those things as a single person. And I know people that lead the bachelor's life. I've got a couple of friends and a person I know very closely who's a bachelor, and they've decided on that life. Their values and their human needs are linked to what they want from their life. And they're saying, I don't want to do this, and this. I want to be able to do this, and this. So those things that they've chosen become their priority. And they make the sacrifice of not having the things a relationship can give you. So in a relationship, there's certain benefits you don't get being single. And there's certain benefits being single you don't get in a relationship. So it depends which one you want to choose. And if you get I want it all, you can't have it all. I don't think there's anyone in life. I mean, I've heard that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith have an open relationship. I'm not sure how that's going for Will Smith. I know I wouldn't want to be in issues, even with the money and the fame. It wouldn't interest me to have a wife like that or a partner like that, And that's their choice. There's nothing wrong with that. You decide what you want from life and you go for that. So at the beginning when it says, you have to sacrifice for what you want. Otherwise, what you want becomes the sacrifice. You can kind of use that in many different forms. It's the same thing. Let's take away relationships. Let's take away pornography. Let's talk about a great body. If you want a great body, you have to sacrifice the burgers, the chips, being lazy, watching Netflix, and not running. You have to sacrifice your comfort, luxury, and laziness for the gym. But if you sacrifice those things and you dedicate yourself to that, you can then get a good body. Yeah, or you can look fit, or you can get in shape, or get healthy, or whatever it is. But then if you have a great body and you want to sacrifice the body, you have to, you can stop going to the gym, start eating cakes and start eating sugar again. It's all a balance. It's about which side of the fence you want to be on, which path you choose to take, which fork in the road you go. And there's no harm being single and living the bachelor life, as I've got a friend who's a very happy bachelor and he's quite happy with his life. And I've got couples that have very great relationships. I've got very unhappy single people that are miserable and want to be in a relationship. And I also know people that are in relationships that are miserable. Marriages that are destructive and pointless. That's why it leads to divorce and people breaking up. So that is today's subject. Bit of a complex one, and I know it led from the saying at the beginning, you have to sacrifice for what you want, otherwise what you want becomes the sacrifice. And if you think deeply enough, you can see how many areas that can affect life, and yourself. Because to get something great, you're going to have to do something great. You're going to have to put yourself out there. And that can be a relationship. It can be the single life as well. It takes a lot of effort to be single. It takes a lot of effort to put in that, to get what you want from that single life, So make your choices. Do it with kindness, do it with love, do it with an intelligent mind, and go out there and have a wonderful life. You only get one shot at a title, so might as well make it a good one. I hope that helps. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you beautiful people soon. I love you all. Peace.